Yo, I appreciate y'all boys tuning into another YouTube video, man. Bro, Ian Garry is being so slept on, bro. Like, I was thinking about this before I left. I was thinking about and went out. I was thinking like, bro, Ian Garry like is the most hated fighter. Like, I had him like, you know, if you was in the tier list lives on TikTok, you know he was on like the negative aura #1 consensus. Everybody said Ian Garry he's the most hated fighter. He has no aura, negative aura. But bro, that made me think like he's actually a good fighter though. Like Ian Garry is actually a talented fighter. He's like, we looking at his resume. I know it ain't the names popping out, ain't nothing crazy, but Neil Magny's still winning. Like Jeff Neal, that's a good. Like I know it's a split decision. It was a stinker, but he won that fight. Michael Page, we know Michael. I know, bro. And Shavkat, it was a clear 3-2 Shavkat, yes, but he did make Shavkat look human. He made a lot of people say Shavkat's overrated. But I don't think Shavkat's overrated. I think Ian Garry is just that good. Like, I truly believe Ian Garry is just that good. And Prates, you know, he weathered the storm. That was a short notice as well, just like the Shavkat fight. And that made me think, bro, if Garry gets a full account for a lot of these fights, bro, what? Does he edge Shavkat? Pause. Like, does he finish Prates? Probably not, but, or does he even come close to being finished by Prates? I think Garry's a good fighter, bro. Like, I really do. And he's ranked number 7 in the world, I think, right now. If I'm not mistaken, 7 or 6. I forgot where he's ranked, but he's actually a pretty good fighter. Okay, let's look at the names. By the way, this Luque fight, he would have beat Luque. But starting at the top, Prates, bro. Carlos Prates, we know, crazy power. Leading up to that fight, he had knocked everyone out. He just been going crazy, doing everybody the worst way. Beat Prates, and it was really impressive, like 49-46. Like, he nearly got finished at the end, but I think that was because of, didn't have a count, came in on like 2-3 weeks notice. But he looked great in that fight. He beat Prates, clearly. Shavkat, once again, short notice because Bilal, he had to pull out. They made this fight for 5 rounds as a co-main to Pantoja Sakura at UFC 310. And I'm going to be real, Garry, had some good rounds. He had 2 clear round wins to me. Shavkat definitely won the fight. It was clear. But, yeah, Shavkat back for a whole round, attacking subs. Nearly, he came close to sinking in that rear naked. Michael Venom Page, we know that fight. MVP was kind of, making him look like a fool on the feet, but it's MVP gang. It's Michael Venom Page. And Michael Venom Page, he wrestled Michael Venom Page, what led to him beating Michael Venom Page by unanimous decision, because that third round, it came down to that third round. And Jeff Neal, that fight was a stinker. I know it was a stinker. But he won. He won. And at the end of the day, it's about wins and losses. Neil Magny, we know he should have finished Neil Magny. We ain't going to talk about that. D-Rod got D-Rod out of there. D-Rod just beat Holland. D-Rod is not ranked. So that win ain't aged badly. And Song Kanan, we ain't going to talk about that. But what the reason I'm making this video about Ian Garry is because a lot of people, don't, when we talk about the serious, welterweight contenders, his name isn't brought up. No one brings Ian Garry's name up. People just, it's Ian Garry, bro. He has no aura. His wife, the Neil Magny stuff. Sounds it's Ian Garry. But when we talk about pure talent and not about, the personal stuff, it's there. Garry, it's definitely there. I think Garry, I'm not gonna call him a dark horse because I think he's an actual contender. If he fights Sean Brady next, I think he wins that fight. I think he beats Sean Brady, bro. Because Sean Brady, yes, that was a great win against Leon. Granted, it was on short notice, but you don't just go in there and do that to a former champion. That was a great performance. But I think Garry has a clear path to victory in beating Sean Brady. I think he could stop Sean Brady for sure. Probably wouldn't pick him to stop him unless maybe 5. I don't know. Probably wouldn't pick him to stop him. But I think Garry wins that fight. Sean Brady's definitely the best pure grappler at 170. So it's definitely a tricky matchup. I think Garry would close as a favorite. But nobody is just going out there and, making Shavkat look human. Even Wonder Boy. We see Wonder Boy still going to Shavkat. What Shavkat did to him in short time. I think, bro, we can't just say Ian Garry is a bad fighter or Ian Garry is this, Ian Garry is that, because we don't like him. That's the MMA community though. Just because we don't like a fighter, we call the fighter bad. I'm saying we because I'm including myself in the MMA community. I don't do those things, but it's I know I got to think like the community thinks. They hate Ian Garry. Truthfully, if you hate somebody, you're going to look down on things that they do. You know, but that Prates, that's a great win, bro. Especially Prates. At the time this video is being filmed, Carlos Prates is about to fight Jeff Neal. Presley goes out there and puts Jeff Neal out. Like, come on. Come on. That's crazy, bro. And can't forget he beat Jeff Neal. So both of them are about to fight each other. Like, Gary's a good fighter, bro. Like, I'm not a big Garry fan. I'm not a Garry supporter or a Garry stan. Like, none of this, bro. I could care less. But I think he deserves more respect than he gets, bro, because he's really talented. The dude's good, bro. His striking is like, he definitely has top 5 striking in that division. You know, he doesn't have a lot of power, but he's a savant, bro. He's really technical. Doesn't put himself in harm's way a lot. Like, I think we need to give Ian Garry more respect than we give him, man. I'm gonna be real, bro. And I know y'all boys, these YouTube videos been a little shorter, but I got so many coming out about, like, you know, stuff that ain't, you know, it's all authentic. It's not edited. So I'm trying to get the point out and then let y'all boys just do what y'all do with it. You know, ain't no point of just yapping and saying the same stuff. But yeah, Ian Garry's definitely a sleeper pick to be like fighting for a belt pretty soon. You know? But I appreciate y'all boys tuning into another YouTube video. Y'all keep showing love and support. We about to hit 10K on TikTok. By the time this video come out, hopefully we have. But if not, man, I just appreciate all the support. I love y'all boys, and as always, I'm gonna see y'all on the next one.